going forward. Godolphin, as you'd imagine on the turf, they've got the two top ones in the market. Can one of the internationals upset the party? Let's find out with Alistair.
Sid Mara. Reggae Dubai loads. Sid Mara the last one. 1,500 metres to race. Racing. Sid Marham has to take evasive action. Races at the back of the field early on. Hotline Bling gone out really well, straight off to the early lead over Reggae Dubai. Sovereign Prince in a good rhythm at the rail, sharing second, 2 lanes adrift. Then comes Kiwana, the white sleeves and black cap. Mr. Professor took a chance to make a place. Then comes Home City in the all blue cap, racing a good 8 lanes off the leader. Pace looks to be quite genuine. Ben Asker was next, and just fighting with the rider. Sid Mara is at the end of the field, at the corner of the track, towards the final 800 metres. Hotline Bling in front by 2. Reggae Dubai racing away in second at the outside of Sovereign Prince. Then comes Kiwana and Mr. Professor. They team up, they share fourth towards the top of the straight. They race around 4 lengths off the leader. Then 2 back to Home City is at the outside of Benaska, and the back marker is Sid Mara. Now they take the angle for home. They went past the 600 metres mark, and Hotline Bling just eased off the rail, gave Sovereign Prince a lovely run up the inside. Then Mr. Professor in the purple colours, Reggae Dubai. Then comes Kiwana. They followed by Home City, who's been asked for maximum through the final 300 metres. Hotline Bling taken on by Sovereign Prince. Sovereign Prince hits the front. Mr. Professor runs in third as Hotline Bling holds that one. Then comes Sid Mara, who's doing some good late work towards the outside, but it's Sovereign Prince in the lead by a length. Sid Mara getting closer, but it's going to be Sovereign Prince who wins. Sovereign Prince beats Sid Mara. Third is a photo. Mr. Professor and Hotline Bling are involved. Then came Home City. Kiwana next to finish. Then came Reggae Dubai and Benaska.
Well, a couple of frustrated shouts from the studio as Sid Mara flashed home, but all too late. Sovereign Prince just got the perfect run up the rail, Seth, and that was the difference between defeat and victory for him.
Yeah, you know, Adri had so much horse. You know, he's classic. He's the timing and everything. He knows this horse. He was out the back. He pushed the button. He got a huge run, but maybe just had to do a little bit too much as far as the traffic and kind of weaving in to finally get his path to run. And, you know, the horse of Godolphin, Sovereign Prince, just got the jump on him a little bit. But really great race. Both horses ran, you know, quite credible. And, yeah, it was a horse race.
It certainly was. Adre said to you that he'd drop him out, which is exactly what he did. And Sovereign Prince just had the right kick at the right time, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a beautiful ride up the rail. I mean, things kind of folded his way. I do think if you look back at the lines here, the class lines here, that the first 2 finishers had faced the better horses. And I thought that, you know, they were just better. I mean, to me, they were 2 of the top 3 that you expected to be up there. Sid Mara, I was confused of why he was dismissed so quickly off of one dirt race. Yeah. He obviously goes back to Audrey, goes back to the surface he likes, and he's a classy horse.
Certainly travelled best, but just had to switch out. Mr. Professor's run perfectly creditably in third, just limitations exposed. Hotline Bling gave a bold show from the front. He's hung around for 4th place money. The other Godolphin horse, Home City, never really threatened. Ben Askar's right out the back. I suppose a disappointment, Kiwano, I suppose we can say in hindsight maybe just a little bit weak still, and competition a bit hot today.
1 start and then 4 months off is not ideal, but I wouldn't be surprised if he moves forward in the actual series here.
Yeah, a good turf programme, as we've already said, for these juveniles, but it's a normal order really restored for Charlie Appleby and Godolphin. This horse out of Gamilati, and look, it happens with 2-year-olds, particularly 2-year-olds by Dubawi. He's been gelded, and it just takes a bit of time for them to strengthen up and maybe learn what it's all about, which is presumably what's happening with this horse.
Yeah, and sometimes they need that racing. You know, he looks like a powerful horse, sturdy horse, so he's taken advantage of all of that racing experience, and it really came together tonight. Has made his mark here on the scene at Meydan in fine form, and you know, it's a great place to be able to take some of that experience and bring it here and get the job done right off the bat.
I mean, just looking at that, Adre de Vries not actually lost any momentum. I know he's had to shift wide a little bit, but he's riding all the way. It's not like he's had to stop and go again with the horse.
He did the best that he could, just with because there wasn't really horses stopping in front of him, so it was about going around horses that were running themselves. The acceleration that horse showed, that it just really was quite impressive, and it's just unfortunate when you see horses run like that and get that kind of trip. You think, wow, if he would have just tipped out a little bit earlier or got a one-step break, he might have gotten the job done. But all the credit to Sovereign Prince and his connections, ran a big race tonight.
Was it as cut and dried as if these two met again next time that Seb Mara would reverse form? Because we could see the same happen again. Sovereign Prince gets the run of the things, ridden closer to the pace, and sometimes you can get carried away with the fast finisher.
The question is, does Seb Mara need to be out the back? I mean, he was last going down the backside, and you don't know if that's... I mean, if Adri wanted to do that, obviously it worked very well. He came up literally a head short. But next time you wonder, do you want to... If the opportunity presents itself, can he be a little bit more forwardly placed? Can he be sitting third or fourth and have a little bit clearer run to it? Some of these horses, that will take their run away. So you really don't know. But, again, the horse ran a very, very nice race tonight, and I'm sure they're going to be enthusiastic with him going forward.
They also had stall 8 to contend with, so dropping him out right at the start was always the plan, as we heard earlier on. But Godolphin, you'd imagine Charlie Appleby, well, he will have brought better 3-year-olds over, but he doesn't always run the better 3-year-olds in these races. He identifies a horse that can perhaps progress in Dubai and go forward, and this is probably that type. Without being a superstar, he is going to carry on in this series, and he'll be competitive, but you just imagine there'll be something that's